Hello there and welcome to a new series. We'll see how long this playlist lasts, but the plan is to make a model from scratch in Roblox, using Roblox. I got a request by a guy named Mr. Santorino. I tracked down his username. I think it's Elijah the Gamer, but his basic request was, could I make a chest that gives a random reward for some in-game cash, or someone could buy it with Robux if they don't have enough of that cash? And so that is what we are going to attempt to do. We're just going to start from the beginning and work all the way through. And I'm just going to show you kind of how I would do it. And then in the end, I'll turn it into a free model, and I'll link you guys to it so you guys can take it and use it in your own games as well. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do is I need some money. We've got to have some money to work with. So Roblox has a leaderboards thing that we can insert, and I'm going to show you, if you're not sure how to do something, you can go to the Roblox wiki, just search wiki.roblox.com, and then here I'm just going to search leaderboards. There we go. So this is the wiki page on it, and right here it shows us the setup. This is going to be when the games run, so we're going to have to write a bit of scripting here, and they actually provide us with some scripting here. So let's go back to Studio. I want to turn filtering enabled on, and I like to use filtering enabled. It's good practice. So here it's saying exploiter can change the value of leader stats. Yep, that can happen, but with filtering enabled you can basically set it up so that they can think they change their stats, but they don't. So this is what we want here. I'm going to get this little piece of code here, go back, server script, right click, insert object, normal script. This will be our, we'll call it our leaderboard insert script. Perfect. Copy all of this and paste in. So this is simply saying it's going to the game and the players right here. When a player is added, like it says, we're going to insert a model and we're going to call it leader stats. So that's good there. And then right here we've got a little bit more. We can add some money. So let's grab this. I'm going to do this because it's a little faster to just copy and paste it. So we have two local variables here. Let's go space in it, I don't like that. We have the we have our leader stats, and we have our money. Let's call this cash. Ooh, how about that? Actually, we can save it money, but we'll name it cash. So let's test this here. I just want to just play it. Perfect. So that right here, if we go to our players, we see it inserts into the player. Some of this stuff is default, but right here's what we want. We have leader stats and cash right there, and this gets inserted. This script right here, the one that we have, oops, there it is. Our leaderboard script, when the player enters, they're going to insert a model, and they'll insert this cash value. So that's all great. And now let's go back. Let's make a way to get some money. So let's just make a simple platform that we can put some, we'll just have it when you walk on this platform, it gives you some money. Just something simple for now, that's all we need. And change, we'll make it green. Cool. Make this more metal, a little darker. Actually, I want that slightly smaller. Cool. Okay, so we have our model here, and let's name this cash giver. And we're going to insert a script into this. Insert another script. And let's go here. We're going to name these parts. So this is going to be named, we're going to call it a button. This is our big button that we stand on. And I'm going to go to our script here. This is our cash. Oops. Cash give script. Cool. So let's go to cash give script, and we're going to go local button equals script parent dot. Actually, let's do this. We'll just put this in the button itself. So this is going to go, it's going to save a variable that we can access later. So we can go, and then it's telling it, we're setting up this variable that we can access later, and we're telling it that this variable is referring to this part here. And get the script and then the parent of the script, which is the button. Let's do button.touched connect function. So when the button's touched, we're going to make a new function, and inside this we're going to pass it an object. So if you want to look up more about these real quick, you can do the touched event. Here we go. So right here, here's an example script using it when it's touched. This is actually outdated. That should be a capital C, I believe. But either way, it'll still work for you. It might just throw an error in the warning actually in the output, letting you know it's a little outdated. But that's good. So when the button's touched, we're going to start this, and we're going to let it know this object here. We're just going to call it, it's just going to give our script the information saying, here's something that touched us, and we're just going to call whatever that something is an object. Just shorten it to obj. We're going to do if obj dot parent find first child humanoid. Actually, let's do this. Don't need that. Game dot players get player from character. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check if this is actually a player in the world. So game.players get player from character parent. So if normally, here's a mannequin here, we'll use this as an example real quick. So this guy here, he's got all of his parts, and normally the get player from character you'll give it the character object, which will be the model of your character. And what will touch this is going to be normally it'll be one of his legs. So this will be a part, and that's a child of this model. And so what we're going to do is if the parent of the model, so the parent is the next higher up in the hierarchy, child is whatever's below in this hierarchy here. So if we can find a player from the parent of this object, then we're going to call this, we're going to make another local thing, local player. So this is going to be our player here, and it's going to get the player object. And then local stats equals player find first child. And we gotta name this exactly right, exactly the same. So this is called leader stats. I want to make it a capital. I think it can be capital. So I want that to be capital there, and I gotta make sure it's capital here, or else it won't find it. So we're gonna find our leader stats model, and then let's do this. I believe we can do this. Cache, we could probably just do dot leader stats. We'll see how this works. So there's our cache, and our cache should just be integer value. So int value, so we can see what this is. And this can hold an integer, which is a whole one number. So you can't have like 0.3 or 0.24 in this example. For that, you'd use a number value. So if you needed that, you could change this to say number value instead, and it would put number value in instead of an int value. But int value is great for us. And then let's do cache dot value. So we're going to get the value of that, and let me show you what I'm talking about here quickly. Just going to use this part, insert an int value. So here are the properties. So we're getting, there's going to be one of these, and inside the player it's going to be called cache, like this. And its parent will be our leader stats model, and the value here is what we're changing. So right there, so we're going to come back here, we're going to do cache.value equals cache.value plus, just give them 5. So we'll give them $5 every time you touch this, and you'll get a lot of, just from walking over this, you'll get a lot of events. If you don't want it suddenly, we can do local debounds equals, we'll give it half a second of time. So we don't need that right now. We just need to give them cache. So that should, let's test this again. So this should work now, where, no, something's up. So let's see here. So let's see. So the leader stats disappeared here. I'm not seeing them. So let's see what's going on here. We can go to our output, and you know what probably happened? Didn't detect that we're joining. So let's see if we can get that. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna run a local server real quick to test this. We don't need that. And oh, there we are. Something's up. That's enabled. It's enabled. Value cache. Oh, I think I know. Let's change this to lowercase and see what happens. And I'm going to be looking for lowercase here. There we go. So it appears got to keep that lowercase, and it'll show up there. It's good to know. And this is just general debugging that I do. Output will tell you if there's a problem with your script, So if something in your scripting was going wrong, it'll come out here and let you know. But there was nothing there, so it wasn't that. Cool. So let's try that one more time. This time, let's get some money if we can. Nope. All right. Well, for now, let's just start them with 100 cash right now. But let's figure out what's going on here. We'll get the cash set up, and then I will make another video for the next part where we can start working on a chest. There we go. But let's see what's going on here. So one way we can debug this is we're going to put a print in right here. I'm going to say touched. And what we can do here is we're going to start this, and we're going to watch. We've got our output here. We also have script analysis, so there are no errors in our scripting. This will let us know about problems right away. So we're not even getting anything printed there. Function. And this, twas disabled. Okay. Gotta watch out for that. Let's test this one more time. Excellent. You'll see our cache. If we're not moving, we're not doing anything, but we can walk around on it. And every time we touch it, it will give us more money. Sweet. So there you go. I'm gonna at the end of this, I'll publish all of this, and you can go and look at all of these pretty easily. You can find them on the wiki, or you can follow along. But we've got our cache set up. We've got our leader stats here, and we've got a way to get some cash here for fun. And so our next step is we're going to make a chest, and we're going to build that, and then we'll move on from there to scripting getting items from it. Hope you enjoy this, and I hope this series is useful to you, and I'll see you later in my next video on this.